Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We're here, debate show. Nurid is still here. He said he don't want to go home. He want to talk about it again. I've tried to say to him, yo, listen, it's not worth the stress. But he said it's a form of therapy. So big up to everyone who's locked in. We're going to try and give you a calm and collected debate show. What went wrong? Is it same old United? We're going to discuss it all. We got Adam. Man, like Adam, big up to you, man. It's been a minute. How are you doing, Professor?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. It's been a busy summer, so I've been quite, I haven't been here in a while, so thank you for having me, bro. It's always a pleasure.
Come on, man. Big up to you, man. Cole, what are you saying, man?
100K as well, man. I didn't thank you in person, man.
Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate you've been on a journey as well, so big up to you, bro. Always, man.
Big up, Adam.
Big up, man. CK, what are you saying, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All good. Always good to be back on the channel, as Adam said as well, and as many people in the chat have said to you, congrats on 100K. We're all extremely happy for you, and couldn't have happened to a better guy, and you know, no one more deserving. You know, you just been on the grind. As I always say, YouTube's the hardest working man on YouTube. So I'm happy you got your flowers, and happy you got to that milestone. Make sure you guys are liking the video, and yeah, excited to get into it.
Big up, man. Big up. Ahmed's in the building as well. Ahmed, what are you saying?
Oh, big up. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, my bad. Now, big up, everyone. Obviously, congratulations, Saeed, by the way. Like, alhamdulillah, mashallah to you, bro. And big up the panel as well. Yeah, big up the comment section, and shout out to Nuruddin as well, man.
Come on, man.
Big up, CK.
Yeah. Wilson, man. Wan-Bissaka shining at right back. Yeah, I had to say that message, man. Yo, big up to you, man.
Saeed, don't get me started. What's happening? I hope everyone's blessed, having a good weekend. It is what it is.
Come on, man.
Listen, back to reality, back to concussion, yeah?
Yeah, back to concussion FC.
That's it, man. But listen, we're going to get into it, man. Guys, like the video. Someone was saying there, is this an emergency stream? Nah, man. No more emergency streams, man. We know the situation with United.
Don't say no more.
No more, man. I don't do emergency streams anymore.
Liverpool next. After Liverpool, you might have to call one.
Nah. No more. I told people.
That's too early.
No, not even too early. I'm not having no more emergency streams. The reality is the reality. I know what I'm getting now. It's time to fix it. You know what I mean? We're in the process of fixing it now, not emergency anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're in the surgery right now.
We're in too deep.
We're in too deep. So there's no more emergencies anymore. Big up Jarvis. Big up Saeed and Nuruddin legends. Wish all good stream and debate. Smash the likes. Please subscribe. Big up Jarvis always, man. Listen, I'm gonna start off with you, CK, man. I've seen obviously you're a bit more positive, even though obviously we lost, but you see the more positives. But how you feeling, man? Because obviously I was saying, yeah, don't lose it. If it's 1-1, don't lose it. But like, how do you sum up that kind of like that goal at the end? Like, is there anyone to blame? Is there just like what happened there for you in the end, man? And overall your thoughts, man?
Yeah. We'll start at the end, and then I'll give my overall thoughts. I think, yeah, at the end, it's just one of those scramble situations off of a second ball of a set piece. I think Anthony tries to clear it, doesn't necessarily clear it properly, gets back out to the wing, and then we have obviously the three unmarked players on the back post. I saw a video that came out, or someone that analyzed it. Casemiro was kind of on that back post, and then he thought that a counterattack was about to break out, and so he went out to try to get on the attack and left kind of that zone that he's supposed to be in defensively. But it's not just his fault. If that zone is vacated, someone else has to come in.
Yes.
Everyone has to be aware, and it's just one of those things where in that scramble situation, in the heat of the moment, we didn't figure it out, and that's just a team error, a bunch of individual errors that becomes a team error, and it's obviously inexcusable, terrible defending, and a terrible way to lose points. But I think for me, overall, I was a little bit disappointed with the reaction to the game today, just from the fan base overall. I think to kind of revert back to type a little bit, and then automatically just saying, blah, 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 700 million spent, and we're still doing this. Like, I just think with the performance today, like comparing that performance to, the performances that we saw last season, I think is a bit disingenuous. I think there were a lot of positives. I can't remember barely any instances where like the midfield was getting cut open or there was gaping holes in midfield like last season. I thought for the most part, I just watched back the game before this. We dominated the game. We were the better team for the majority of the game. Last 15 minutes, when Baleba came on, I thought they definitely had the upper hand. He definitely bossed that midfield against tired legs, and so the last 15 minutes were pretty bad. But was it an amazing performance? Absolutely not. Were there individuals that didn't do well? Absolutely, but I just think it's disingenuous to automatically, in the first bit of adversity that we see this season, automatically just start blaming and start going downhill and this and that. Like, I think everyone just needs to just like relax for a second and realize where we are in this. Yes, this is year 3, but also like regardless of where you think we should be, this is where we are right now. And we're much closer to the Brightons of the world, which is a good team, than the Arsenals and Cities. And so I think when people think we need to start analyzing games and things as to where we're at and not where we think we should be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I disagree with you. I don't know if we dominated the game. I think for me, we lacked a little bit of a plan second half. For me personally. And I don't know. I didn't see what we're trying to do second half. I really didn't.
I think the criticism for me is like our intent with the ball when we had. I think that was pretty poor. In terms of, I think there were some good moments, but I think we struggled to like settle into building attacks. But I think we were the better team.
Well, can I just say
that it was a pretty even game, though? Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just say, CK? First half, we wanted the ball up the pitch a lot more, so we counter-pressed them. We got the ball. Their goalkeeper did not make one save in the first 45 minutes, and that was our better half. So what's the point of Mount and all this winning the ball back up the pitch when we cannot even have one shot? And to me, I'm not going to lie to you, put it down now. If you're any of you betting people, bet on it now. Brighton are not the Brighton of De Zerbi. They're not the full-on press, man for man all over the pitch. They are a manager, 31-year-old, coming into the Premier League, second game, and they play the high line. Aspects of it is suicide. So today, all the aspects of Manchester United playing well, nobody could time the pass and the run. No other player could match the run. And that, to me, is disappointing. Watch Arsenal next week. They'll time it and they'll bury Brighton. Brighton were there for the taking. Second half, when they made their subs, especially in the last 10 minutes, Saeed said, if you can't win it, don't lose. And it was a disgrace. It was a disgrace. I'm glad that he took off Rashford. Glad that he took off Bruno. And Bruno stands need to hold that. But our bench is crap. Me and Saeed did a watch along with Villa. the bench Villa had was a lot better than Manchester. And that is sad.
Adam, chat to us, bro. How did you see it, man? It's one of them, like with Brighton. They didn't play amazing, but you know what I mean, they showed a bit of intent towards the end. I think their substitution at the end was good. Adingra, who they came on as well. I think it was the Leeds guy. I think came on as well. They had better substitutions for me in the end. And since so they had a bit more, we bought Anthony and McTominay.
Piece of shit.
Oh man. Yeah, man. How did you see it, bro? Big up, Adam. Big up to Rhino as well, man.
Yeah, big up Rhino as well. And you know what, Saeed, is just I'm frustrated with the fans as well because they are treating it like it's the second Ten Hag game in charge when it's actually his third season. I'm not happy with that. Like people say, stepping stones and little improvements. Yeah, it should be much, much better than that. The bench is poor because the bench is poor by design. Like we could play better players on the pitch. We could have better player on the bench. We have a manager that is falling out with actually our best winger with Amad. It is by design, this whole thing. Like I'm not happy with it. You know, the thing is, we match the level of every opposition. Like if we play bottom of the table, we will match them. And if we play City, we could match them as well. Like our team is very difficult to read. Like if we play against Fulham, we will make Fulham look good. And if we play against City, we have a chance of winning it. My problem is the third year the manager hasn't got a clue and the fans are still happy with it or defending it. And then the only reason we looked half decent in the first half is because we had Bruno false nine, which means we had another body in midfield. Because Bruno in midfield or Bruno false nine is the exact same thing. He just keeps on doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. The only difference is with him false nine, the manager clued in and said, you know what, I'm putting someone else in midfield. The moment he took Mount off, it was expected. We were going to look way more exposed, way more disjointed, and it was to be expected. The sensible substitution would have been Zerski for Bruno, the 9 for the 9, and you keep the midfield as it is. You keep 3 players in there. But then again, he won't do it. Like if Amad didn't score, I was pretty sure he was going to take Amad off for Garnacho. I think that goal saved him. And just that itself is a disgrace because that means you are basing your decision on a moment. You need to we need to start the game with the players that give you the best chance of winning. And you need to put players that grow into games. You don't start games with impact players. So if you can't start the game with Garnacho and bring on Sancho and expect Sancho to have an impact, you should do it the other way around. You start the game with Sancho, you settle, and if things are not working, you bring on Garnacho or Rashford. We are way more direct and aggressive and impactful. He got it all wrong. So I don't even know what is there to discuss because we've known all of this for time now. And still, because I don't think we can play with a number 9 unless we drop Bruno. And he's not going to drop Bruno. So I expect next games to be poor as well. So what are we doing? Even if we sign Ugarte, if we sign Ugarte to play with Bruno and Maino, he's going to play with Maino alone. He's not going to play next to Bruno. Bruno is going to still do whatever he does everywhere. Every time the camera sees a player, I see Bruno. I see Masraoui, I see Bruno. I see McTominay, I see Bruno. He's everywhere. Like there are 5 Brunos playing, and yet the midfield is vacant. I don't know, man. It's bad. I'm not happy with it, Saeed.
This comment is a bit bad. Abu Bakr, we'll get onto it later, but this is wild comment, man. Like, allow it, man. Wan-Bissaka's gone, man. My thing is, I think for me, I'm not doing no like knee-jerk reaction in terms of like 10 hour this and that. But my thing is like we need to have a plan, man. It happens a lot, where the second half just kind of drifts away. And it's almost like you're waiting for inevitable, man. It's like you know what's going to happen. Like, we're going to concede. And that's my biggest issue. Like, don't let that happen.
I mean, Fulham, the last 20 minutes, had control of the game. It was empty for them. I think, as we said last week, Fulham, Brighton will bury us. And they did. And they didn't even, you know what? They didn't have to try hard.
Yeah. Bulsa, chat to us, man. You know what I mean? Like, how you feeling, man? Is it a lot of, like, does it need an outrage? Like, a lot of people are not happy. Where do you see it, man? Because it's frustrating, man. Last minute lose. When you lose last minute, I think for me, you should be frustrated, fam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the fan base that wants Eric out are basically waiting to be proven wrong, innit? there's a group of, there's a fan base and there's a group of us who feel like Erik ten Hag isn't up for the job. And it's his third season. He's what we're talking about, 70 plus games in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? He knows the league. He understands its challenges, its demands. He's picked a squad over 3 years that he believes can stand up to the challenges and demands of the Premier League. And for some of us, we believe that it's just a bit too much for him, and he's not prepared to do what it takes for us to be able to get a foothold in the Premier League. And I said this to you the other day, and I said, look, I watched the game against Chelsea and City, and I saw a different Chelsea side. I saw one that was possession-based. I saw one that was trying to play, throughout they played City from their own half, out the back, into City's half, trying to score different type of goals to what we saw from last season. We saw them, implementing what their manager wanted from them. And I feel like we've seen this with Liverpool. This is a different Liverpool to how Jurgen Klopp played. The games that I've seen Liverpool in pre-season and what I've seen of them now is totally different. And then we have a manager here who the fan base is trying to tell me that I still got to be patient. I still got to wait. We're trying to see what he's trying to do. And we're saying this is 70 plus games in the Premier League, and he still doesn't know where he's going. You know what I'm saying? He's still not. And it's not about for us to say, like, we're right, you're wrong. We're just like saying, based on the evidence in front of us, what do you want us to do? Because the problem with the game today is that Erik ten Hag, the 11 that he sent out today was wrong from the start.
Yeah.
Because Harry Maguire, respectfully, shouldn't be starting. It's not about did he have a good game, did he do well. It's just that long term, he's not the defender that you want next to Martinez. So why are you playing games? The Lit's ready to go. Put him in there. Let's move forward. And then the Bruno and Mason Mount, I keep on telling people, it will never work. These two are never going to play in a team together where we're going to be good on the ball. Forget off the ball. People keep on telling us how good we are off the ball with them and how good they are. Like, we're not here to buy players to just be good off the ball. On the ball, we're never going to get the results that we want. Meaning, when we get the ball, we're not going to be able to attack, the opponent's goal and to get shots on target, because both of them are going to be trying to do similar things, and none of them are really, except for Bruno. Obviously, he tries to do this shooting from far stuff, but I just don't feel like in possession with both of them we can actually be good. So that means we have to keep maybe the style that we're trying to do, but we're going to have to do it with Højlund or Zertsky. We're going to have to press like that with one of them two, knowing that if they get the chance, they can finish it. Yeah, but other than that, for me, it's like, I don't want to be on this I told you so, but I got no hope with Erik ten Hag, and I'm just waiting until the day he gets sacked. Like, I don't think we're going to finish in the top four. I don't think.
But this is his squad, though, man. We can't, like, for me, the idea of, I get it, yeah, we're waiting for him to, like, you can say wait for him to get sacked, but this should be the squad where this is his team now.
I've seen enough side. I've seen enough side. Like, what would they say? When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. I've seen enough. I know what Erik ten Hag's about.
But Musa, can I just kick back against what you said? I personally believe there's no way you can blame a manager today when Maguire, easy ball, just let it hit his stomach and then keeper gets it or he kicks it out. And then where you've got 8 players attracted to the ball and then you've got 3 Brighton players lining up in the back post in the last minute. I'm sorry. We
were deep, though. Why were we so deep this game again? We're in our 3rd season. Why are we still playing deep?
You know what the thing is? I'm not mad about errors leading to the loss. I'm just mad about everything. Like,
Adam,
it doesn't make sense as a whole.
But I'm not going to lie to you. Brighton didn't even have to work hard today. If Welbeck puts that top corner from 35 yards out, or Pedro does a mad overhead kick into the top corner, we accept it. To me today, genuinely, I genuinely, and this is only how I see it. Everybody sees the game different. The way I see it is that when you've got the most basic, shocking, disgraceful errors from a team and a centre half, there is no way I can blame any manager, because those, Sunday League, those errors are Sunday League level errors.
Yeah, but Noradine, you see, when you look at Maguire's rap sheet and you look at the previous, he's got charges. Those charges are on there. Like, this is not the first time he's been nicked for doing this. He's got previous. Like, if you look through his career, the man's got previous. So you've gone and put someone who's got a previous for robbing banks. You've got and put him in the front cashier. He's serving. You know what I'm saying? He's dealing with the money. Like Maguire makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Like we know this. He's been doing it season in, season out. So I'm not even mad at him because he's got this in him. Then we got a defender in the lit when they asked him, like, what is they? I think they said, like, say 3 things that like describe what you do. I think 2 of them was like powerful and aggressive.
But
like,
Musa, now that we got a new football structure, if you know the guy's got a rap sheet, why have they not moved him out?
Because Ten Hag, at the end of the day, after all the coaching has been done, and you know the team's had a good training session, and we're seeing different things being implemented, he has the final say so on the 11. That's what's going to get him sacked, you know, because he has the final say so on the players on the bench and the team that starts. No matter what Rude and everyone else does, they can't decide that. That's Eric Ten Hag. And he keeps on doing what he's doing. Like there's too much. I don't want to get onto Rashford, but there's too much, guys.
No, we definitely have to get onto Rashford. That'll be later on, but we'll discuss him in partly. Big up Tem says, big up 100K, big up I'm local guy from Moss Side. All right, big up man, myself doing community proud. Keep it up 200 next K. Big up Structure. You know this guy?
Yeah, big up Tem.
Big up Terms, man. Big up to you. But yeah, Ahmed, let me ask you a question here. Mason Mount. People are saying he's had a good game, yeah. Which no, I have to be objective in it. I wanna be objective because I feel like, you know, off the ball he did some good things. I seen him pressuring the defense. There's a couple of times where he won the ball back. Fair enough, yeah. But like, we can't like just fumble after one player. Like
60 million.
You know what I mean? We can't fumble after one player. I feel like for me, there still needs to be a plan after that though. Like, what do you expect? Because now against Liverpool, would you start him? Or is the manager going to start him against Liverpool? Because he might believe that Joshua Zirkzee is not ready yet. What do you do? Because Bruno Fernandes right now has struggled for 2 games now. Let's be honest. 2 games he's struggled with Bruno Fernandes in that little area because obviously he wants to occupy that space. He doesn't want to play up front. Let's be honest, Ahmed.
Yeah. What I would do personally, is drop both of them, Mason Mount and Bruno, because they're both not good. I would drop both of them. I would play Kobe higher up the pitch. I don't want him doing defensively duties, and I want Zirkzee up front. That's what I would love. But Mason Mount, Mason Mount's rubbish if we actually think about it. He's not good. He's not actually a really good player, in my opinion. Yeah, like off the ball, he might look great, but what can you do on the ball personally? Same with Bruno. Like with Bruno, he's too erratic, man. Like the minute you have him as the main guy, when it comes to like having possession based, it's never gonna happen. It's never going to happen. He's brought in. I got told, it's a new season. It's new this and it's new that. Wait until he has Lissandro Martinez. He's got Lissandro. It's the same bollocks, bro. Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. Like, I don't understand. Like, he's got about 5 Ajax players in this team, and he's saying he can't play the Ajax way. The whole thing is we've all been catfished by Ten Hag, and he should have been sacked a long time ago. This whole new structure about Ineos, look, let me tell you something, Having a new structure don't make you a better manager because by that logic, Villa would have kept Steven Gerrard. Look what Unai Emery's doing. New coach, better coach, transform them instantly. De Zerbi's Brighton. Their football was miles clear of this new guy. Completely different. But people told me that, the reason why De Zerbi was playing well is because he had the Brighton structure. What the hell does structure have to do with anything as a manager? Like, bro, people on Twitter are actually like, I try to not engage you, but listen, you get sucked in every now and then. Yeah. But the whole thing is stupid. So today, I just generally think the reason why people are saying we played well is because the standard was so low last year that anything that looks half decent is going to get over gassed. Realistically, we're United. We're not Stoke. We should be, realistically, if we're being honest, we should be challenging for this league title in this 3rd season. We should be challenging. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And this guy's, you know what it is with Diallo, he's a quality player. I know he didn't have like an amazing game. He got the goal. But Ten Hag defo don't rate him, if we're being honest. He don't rate him. He's waiting until he doesn't get a goal or an assist and he's going to get benched.
I don't agree.
Nah. I think he's itching to drop
out. I don't agree. You lot are capping now. This is why you lot are capping, And let's be real. Let's look at the whole thing, And remember, I don't support Ten Hag as well, so I'm actually being reasonable.
You're objective. Go on.
Listen, Amad Diallo did not have a good game. He could have benched him for first half. So are you now telling me? And wait, no, Amad did not have a good game at all. So Ten Hag had so many excuses.
No, don't do that.
Amad did not have a good game.
Thank you, Rano.
Wait, okay, let me land.
No, CK, don't do that.
Amad did not.
No,
Amad. second half he improved.
He responded second half. I love the fact that
yes.
But the first half he was poor.
Okay, when was the last time? When was the last time Ahmed didn't have a good game?
It's the
I'm
first.
not.
No. Wait, CK, wait. Let me finish this. Wait, Amanda, we're not doing this because when Man United play good first half and then play shit second half, you write them off still. And we still have that same. So don't now say that Ahmad had a bad first half, but all right second half. But he wasn't bad. He was just generally bad.
You know why I say
to Ahmad's standards, he was bad.
You know why I'm saying this right now?
Ahmad is one of our best players. Ahmad is one of our best players.
Right now, regardless of today, and his performance of today, we're still saying the manager's itching.
Okay, but listen to what I'm trying to say to you.
One minute. I'm saying regardless of today's performance.
But where's the evidence for that, though? Where's the evidence for that?
The evidence is that FA Cup final, where was he?
No, but listen, we've
No,
moved on from. Wait. Okay, wait. Let me land. Let me land first.
You need to add the context, though.
No, but let me finish my statement, then you guys can respond to it because I didn't finish. I'm going to add the context to it. The reason why that's different now is because Ahmad has become the guy that he's put in the press conferences and everything. There's been a bit of different energy from Ten Hag and Ahmad. Now we've seen now. But no, that's what you're always going to say this.
You know what, right now?
Let's speak. Okay, Manda, let me just land. Let me land and you lot can say what you want. Let me just land. Okay, let me finish the whole point that you lot can land. All I'm saying to you guys here is that before Ahmad was starting, and before Ahmad deserved to start, Ten Hag wasn't starting him. Ten Hag's now starting the brother. Today, he didn't have a great game. If you took him off at halftime, we would have all understood. We know he's gone through stuff over the weekend, and he wasn't into it. He was misplacing his passes. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, Ten Hag kept him on and took him off. Basically, didn't even take him off. He could have taken him off first half, and it would have been fine. We can't now say he's itching for a reason. He had loads of reasons to take him off. Is my point.
That's my point. Can I say something, by the way?
That's what my point is.
I want to just stress for everyone, like real serious subject, man. Like he lost his stepmother. You know what I mean? And
I understand that.
No, 100%. I'm not even having a go at you. I'm just giving you so then everyone knows here that when we speak about Ahmad as well, we got to understand that he lost his stepmother. We got to give him actual credit here for playing this game and wanting to play this game. So you could see, for whatever reason, he was off it in the first half. Absolutely, everyone can say that he was poor. But second half for me, he was one of the most improved players in that second half. That's all I want to say, and then now you can carry on, Rhino.
Okay, that's true. But then when United improve, you guys don't have that same energy. I'm talking about in other contexts. Like, let's say United have a good first half, and then we have a terrible second half, which I think we did. Now, I'm not talking about this game. I'm using you guys. I'm using your narrative. Ahmad generally is one of our best players. So him having a good first half is not good enough for Ahmad's level or good second half or whatever. All I'm trying to say is Ten Hag had loads of reasons to take him off. Yes, he built his confidence later on, and yes, he scored, but he had loads of reasons to take him off. So now you are saying, he's itching. I don't believe that, man.
Say why I think he doesn't. Right? And why I think he doesn't is that we talk about giving players a sample size to consistently be able to prove that they're up to the standard of the game. And this is why we say we've seen him play players who are not in form, and he wants to play them in form. He tried to play Rashford the whole last season into form, over 38 games, and he just wasn't on it. We've seen him give Anthony opportunities to do the same thing. This is one of our gripes against him with Sancho. That when you give a player an opportunity, they call this is your position. Even if he has a bad 20 minutes, half an hour, 45, give that player an opportunity to be able to prove himself over a period of games, whether he's up for the task or not. We're just saying with Ahmed so far, that hasn't happened. But we just feel I'm not saying that I'm right, but I feel like if we can throw Mount on the right wing or Bruno to just keep them both in the same team, he's going to do it. If he gets the right opportunity to put one of them on that wing, he's going to do it. And remember, I told you this guy, he's itching to put Mount or Bruno there because he's not trying to bench any of them.
But he had all the excuses today to do it.
He hasn't.
Okay, let me head from Adam. Adam, go ahead.
He didn't have all the excuses. Because if you
cool.
If he had a poor,
because I heard the man them saying in the group chat, Ten Hag should have even not let him play so he can have it. Nah, bro, man, I'm moving the goalposts now.
No, hold on.
Ahmad did not have a good game. Ten Hag could have hooked him,
Good
and we'd have
game.
all agreed here. We'd have all agreed, Rock.
Right.
You know what? Ahmad maybe just needs to chill out a bit. Next game, we run him back again.
Hold on.
But he had enough reason for me.
No,
and then
the
people are
thing
saying I'm
is-
waffling, man. You lot didn't watch the game.
Ahmad was man of the match.
Let Adam come in and
Right,
rebuttal
just-
that.
Go on, Adam.
The fact that Ahmad had a poor first half is not enough reason. You say he had enough reasons. A poor first half from Ahmad, which is probably his first poor half ever since we signed him, probably, is not enough reason considering both the context and the actual performance. He was below his usual level. He wasn't.
Okay, then Adam, can you add one more point to that as well?
But
He's had a poor first half. He's had a poor first half that he doesn't normally have. And on the context of it as well, he's lost his stepmom. So that's enough reason for me to say, you know what? Maybe it's too much for him. Let me take him off.
Maybe it's too much for
And we
him.
would have all understood. Would have all understood.
Now you're saying maybe it's too much for him, but basically you were basing it on performance.
No, I'm
No.
just saying in general, Ahmad did not have a good game. I didn't give the reason. He just didn't
Good
have
game
a good
or good
game.
half?
Yeah, but I think
He didn't
Good
have a
game
good
or good
game in
half?
all.
Decent
He's,
game, man.
come on, Ahmad didn't. We
exaggerating.
watched
You're
Ahmad
exaggerating
play.
the
And
bad
another
game.
thing, Rhino, if I can.
Who had a better game? Okay, who had a better game than
Rhino, can I
Ahmad
ask a
today?
question?
Right now, who had
No,
a better
listen.
game?
See, this is what you're doing. You're comparing everyone else's bad games to justify what I'm saying.
No, but who had
Ahmad,
a
to
better
his
game?
standard, did not have a. Traps is smiling. Traps knows what I'm talking
know,
about.
I think even
Ahmad, to his standards, did not have a good game.
Who
To
had a
Ahmad's
better game
standards.
than him today?
It's
though?
not about everyone else. It's to Ahmad.
Rhino,
To Ahmad's standards,
Does
he
this
didn't have a
actually-
good game.
In the grand
Hold on,
scheme of
hold
the
on,
game,
hold on.
does
The
this point
conversation's
really
started.
matter that much?
Just a
Yeah,
second.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why we're.
Like,
But
we're
my,
stuck on this for like 20, 25.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
maybe it
Exactly.
don't.
I don't want to make it stick for time.
You know
I don't
what?
want to do the whole thing about you had a bad game. We're United, did it?
Just a second.
We lost as a team, yeah.
The
And
whole
the decisions of the manager. For me, the big one,
No,
guys.
you know
is
why I
that-
say this though,
go on.
Saeed, is that if we're going to use Ahmad's performance today, who scored a goal, who had a good second half, if we're going to say that that standard is not good enough and he should be subbed, Ten Hag's going to continue to do Ten Hag things.
No, but that's not my. But Musa,
The
But that's not my point, though. My point is, you guys said that he's itching to take him off. I don't agree with that.
Just a second. The conversation started with us saying he was itching to drop Ahmad. So I would have said that before the game started.
Yeah.
Because he prefers Garnacho there and he wants to put Mount or Bruno there. That's how the
Okay,
conversation
but
started.
Adam,
It's not even
when we
hold on,
watch a
hold
game
on.
of football, yeah, when we watch a game of football, we talk about what we see, yeah, and a lot of us are guilty of us having our narratives, which is fair enough. But all I'm saying is
not even
today,
narrative.
okay, before the game,
the point.
Okay, but Adam, before the ball was kicked, I can understand you saying that. But today, me watching this game, Man United versus Brighton, knowing what's happened to Diallo in the background, and knowing that how he normally plays,
How would you
he didn't
measure
look
that
up for
across
it.
all the players up front? Let me ask a question.
No, but Saeed, you're not listening to me.
No,
You
no, no,
guys
no,
made
no, no.
Saeed,
I'm just
you
saying-
guys listen to
No,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
saying-
You
I'm not
guys made
comparing.
one point and said the man just itching them off. I've just used this game to say that for me, if he had good enough reason to take him off. That's all I'm saying.
No, but
I
maybe
rate
the
Ahmad. I like him.
The point
I'm
is
just
not
saying.
relevant to our remark. Even if he had enough reasons, the point is he was itching to drop him, regardless of the.
So the
performance.
fact is, he's going. Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say to
So
you.
your argument
He
is
played.
that
He
this
okay.
conversation-
Wait. If Ten Hag has got a narrative to keep Ahmad, to get rid of Ahmad, yeah, or whatever, yeah, which I kind of agree where you're coming from. He had all the reasons to take him off. He actually allowed him to play through whatever he was going through, and he ended up playing better.
Okay,
That's
wait,
something that Ten Hag doesn't normally do.
No, but okay,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
He does it with his favourites. He doesn't do that with his non-favourites.
Okay,
He does it with
let's finish
Anthony.
that,
He does it with Rashford. He's never done it with Ahmad. Ahmad scored in the FA Cup. Ten Hag didn't even play him. Today, Ten Hag actually let him play through the 90 minutes.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on
That's
from
a
that.
fact.
So we've analyzed. Okay, because I don't want to spend too much time on who did it. So we've analyzed that. He's come
Yeah, go on.
We
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
on who? We brought on McTominay,
Yeah, McTominay.
Anthony.
That was a pause.
Who
That
else
was
came on?
ridiculous. Yeah.
and who else came
Yeah.
on? Xerxes came on.
Xerxes, McTominay, and Delit. Delit came on. As
And
well.
Let me
Anthony.
ask CK.
And
And Anthony. Anthony last 5 minutes. Yeah.
CK, do you look at the substitutions here, CK? Be honest here. Did it kind of affect anything we're doing, or did it make us worse? Be honest.
I thought so. Obviously, the Mount one is he had an issue.
Yeah, he
right? So
injured.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
something that you
injured.
have to do, and that's if you're gonna make a sub, that's the one that.
Oh
you
yeah,
make.
Garnacho as
No.
well.
Garnacho comes on. I thought that was the right sub. I thought Rashford was poor today, and I thought that front three. Obviously, Garnacho's coming on against tired legs, but that front three looks pretty good in my opinion. I thought Garnacho looked better on the left than he has in a while. He still wasn't like great, but in terms of like you get that directness that you obviously play Rashford for, and then you have kind of the balance across the front three. The McTominay for Bruno, I thought Bruno was pretty poor today as well, but did McTominay really improve us? I'm not sure.
It is worse.
If you're chasing a goal at that last minute against a high line, that little moment of magic, even though I think Bruno was poor today, I would have just kept Bruno on. I'm not sure if it really was a net positive. The De Ligt sub for me was probably I just think in that situation, Maguire had a terrible mistake for the first goal, but I thought he bounced back and had a really good rest of the game and saved us in a couple situations. And in that game state, just the fact that he's in the flow of the game, I maybe would have kept him on. Not saying that De Ligt did poorly, but I don't think I just think it's fine margins in sports, and especially at this level. Like if Xerxes doesn't slide and Garnacho scores and we end up closing the game out winning 2-1, we're all in this panel talking like, oh, we're moving in the right direction, yada yada yada. But things go the other way and we make a mistake on the back post, 2 individual errors, and we're on here talking about how bad everything is and it's all to hell. And sometimes it's just football. And I don't think the in-game management was terrible. I don't think the in-game management was great at all. I thought it could have been a lot better, but yeah.
You know what I say to his peak though, and I told the man them, Eric Ten Hag does not want the stress of losing to Liverpool, having 3 points in his first 9, and then if he draws or loses the game after Liverpool, having maybe 4 or 3 points out of his first 12. He doesn't want that drama. He doesn't want it. Like with all the stress and all the issues that go around Man United, he doesn't want. This is why the game against Brighton today was so important for him to get those 3 points, because having 6 points out of 9, it's not the worst. Even having 6 out of 12, it is what it is. But if he ends up with 4 or 3 points out of his first 12, even like for someone who doesn't rate him, I just know the drama around Man United is going to be crazy. And another thing today because when I got to watch the game back, for me, talking about Diallo, I just feel like Kobe had one of his worst games. And I feel like he was much worse than Diallo today, Kobe Mainoo. And he's someone that's gone under the radar today. No one ain't mentioned him. And that's, again, us talking about this young kid cannot be, or the pressure of that midfield cannot just be on him. It's too much. Like he shouldn't have to start every game of the season. Someone else needs to be in there for Kobe and to be able to play that position and do that job. And this is why I keep on saying it's not, people don't like to hear it, but I just feel like Bruno has to go back into the 8. He needs to stay away from the 10 role, and he needs to get pushed back into the middle of that park. And he needs to be given a new set of instructions, because someone else has to take care of that part of the game. Because Kobe, for me, we're going to see more of this, because he's been burnt. I'm not saying he's burnt out, but he's had a long.
He is burnt out. He's burnt out.
Yeah. He's alone in the midfield.
You thought he was poor? Are you saying?
No, I think he did it. He wasn't able to kind of like impose himself in the game.
He was poor today, Simon. No one's mentioning it.
I think we're reaching the point with Kobe where we're really like, we don't even. He's like such at a high standard where we like don't even like notice.
No, it was
like, that he's good. And like that,
I think what Musa saying is that he's doing a lot in midfield, and
of course.
Like,
of course, we know them.
Kobe had one of his poorest games. Like Kobe, listen, guys, Kobe is an exceptional player. Like he's an exceptional player, guys. If you just, from what I saw of him today, he's tired. He was sluggish. It wasn't the Kobe that we know. It's not. It's especially for the standards that he set. We saw him in the Euro Championships with England. We saw him last season. He's an exceptional baller.
Let me get this before I bring in traps here. Let me get these super chats in. By the way, get the likes up. 2.8k in here. Smash the likes, guys, man. You know what I mean?
1,000 likes.
Get to 1,000 likes, guys. Big up to you. Congrats on the 100k. Big up, Mandy. PS, we played much better than Arsenal today. We just didn't finish our chances. We're getting there. Ido Garte. Term says that fraud Maguire's a joke. Moving like Bambi on ice. McMayo juggling ball like a man in circus. Anthony looking like a B-Tech Jemba. Red Devil Josh says there's a common theme in Eric Ten Hag late goals. It has happened so often, guys. At what point do you blame the guy overseeing it? Happened at Ajax too. Big up Adiwale. Yeah, big up Adiwale says how many shit games do Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho, anti-play and they still play? So because of one half, y'all are serious. Amad needs a run of games regardless of how he plays. just like others got. Lamine says, I support Arsenal, but I really can't stand your manager. If there was a style of play or players improving under him, the narrative would be different. This is beyond horrendous. It's haram. Big up, man. Traps, did you see Arsenal? Oh, get out of here, you man. Trolling, man. But Traps, chat to us, man. You know what I mean? How did you see the game? And did United deserve anything from that game? You're on mute. Oh, sorry, you're on mute, yeah. One. Did United deserve anything from that game?
Bruv, like, maybe a draw. Maybe a draw. I mean, bro, I don't really know what you want me to say to this stuff. Like, this is what I'm trying to
answer the game.
Like,
I
can't give my analysis of the game because the guy rubs it up the wrong way from before the ball's even kicked. Like, bro, are you taking the piss, bro? Like, bro, you can't, like, no, bro, I'm sick of, listen, I told you, this man has to be, I know it's too early. Man gave him the benefit of the doubt. It lasted 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes, yeah? Because this man is a fucking imbecile, bro. He's an imbecile, yeah? And you know what, yeah? I'm not watching Liverpool because you know why? I'm not going to let upset my upset Monday.
You want a ticket? You said you wanted a ticket.
I don't even want it no more. You know why?
No, you said you want a ticket, man.
I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more, bro. Because, bro, I'm just sick and tired of this nonsense that goes on, bro. The guy, yeah, listen, Rashford is down tools from this guy, yeah, for the last year plus. He's down tools. And he's on his knees begging him to play like he did in the first season. Please, Rashford, can you please play like this? Please. Like, what are you on about, bro? Like, everyone's going like Rashford. I mean, I'm seeing man saying that Rashford's legs are gone. Are you not mad or something? Are you not mad?
Where's his pace gone? Where's his pace?
He don't want to run for this guy, bro.
I don't believe
he does not.
No, be serious here. Forget the manager. I genuinely, where's this explosiveness gone, guys?
But Saeed, you know why I feel like Traps is right? Because for England, Rashford plays different for England. Rashford plays different for England. There's little sparks in him.
England hype, fam.
He's lost something, but I feel like there's a little spark in him.
Bro,
when he plays for England.
He don't want to play for this guy no more. There's no question of it. Yeah, there's no question of it whatsoever. He don't want to play for this youth no more. He's the poster boy. He's the poster boy of Manchester United. He don't give a dash. He ain't going nowhere. He don't have to play for this guy, you know. He don't have to play for this guy at all. Yeah. But this guy, this bald fraud is on his knees. Yeah. Please, Mr. Rashford. Just give me one little piece more. Please, Mr. Rashford. Please. Can you just please? I'm gonna play you the Rashford next game. Don't worry, I believe in you. Rashford's probably telling him, man, fuck off and that, bro. Like you come on, man. Like the start of the game, yeah. Listen, I'm not even gonna say nothing about Maguire because obviously you know what Maguire said, but you man got delit. He heard in the ball the other day, man. They were cheering him on. What's going on?
But that was poor,
man. Them turn around and go like, oh yeah, man, love all this, all the dopamine that gets released in your brain when the players get signed and that, bro. Listen. This is like the middle of last season, man. I sat and watched this conversation for the last 15 minutes. This is like being in the middle of last season again. Like why? Why
it was last minute winner? It's a last minute.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're making it like that though. Like it doesn't have to be like that.
Nah, man. This is what it is. This is what it is. Huh?
Yeah, that's a good question. How would you want it to be?
How would you want it to be? Because I can't pretend I'm happy. Can't lie.
How do I want it to be?
Of course you can't. No, I'm not saying be happy.
I'm not telling you not to be happy, but what I'm trying to say to you is that when you're getting,
I was asking you first. I know. I understand. Okay, I'm sorry.
Of course.
Because I agree with you. I was talking.
You know what it is though. That super chat there before though, CK. Yeah, it says it happens a lot, and I do believe it does happen a lot in these away games.
Which one side?
Ten Hag has lost more away games than he's won.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So there is a clear issue that is happening with Ten Hag away from home. The late winners, the late draws, the late wherever it is, like Chelsea away. How many games can we talk? Brentford away. It happens because you know why? We don't have control of the game.
Saeed, do you know what it is for me? Yeah, do you know what it is for me? The reason why I'm so calm, yeah, and even just to clear up the Amad thing, I'm just for me, yeah. The whole thing is if he does his thing, he's gonna stay. If he doesn't, he's gone by December. So I'm calm. I'm gonna try and be so.
No, it's not about being calm, bro.
I'm calm, bro.
No,
you're gonna waste your energy.
No, do you know what? It's not about being calm, yeah. It's about You see, like, listen, I have to
I'm
sit through
calm.
streams, courtesy of Mr. Saeed himself, creating the man them talk where the WhatsApp comes alive, and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to man talking about 5 games, bro, 5 games,
Marcel,
5 games, and all
Marcel.
I'm telling man is just get to the international break without losing.
Bro,
today,
5 games in a row.
Today, just if we walked away from the Amex with a draw today, no one would have even complained because you know what it is. No,
I would not have complained.
You know what it is over there, We was worth more. We was worthy of a draw at the end of the day. But end of the day, due to poor management, and poor and poor substitutions and silly stuff like that, this is where we're at. But listen, what makes me laugh the most, right, is man telling Sancho that he has to compete for his place. Before that's what pissed me off before the match even started. Right?
Wild.
Because so basically, so what you can listen. So
Anthony,
like I keep explaining to people, because a lot of people love to talk about this whole, you it's either you're on Sancho's side or you're on Eric Ten Hag's side. No, I'm on Man United side at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, whether Eric Ten Hag thinks that Sancho is a dickhead, or Sancho thinks that Eric Ten Hag's a dickhead, at the end of the day, he has a use. And if you want to go on TV and say man has to compete for his place and then go and lose in that fashion, to Brighton, bro, you are detrimental to this football club because you are not using the tools that you're provided with you. It's not about how you feel or how you think. You use, because right now we should be able to say Sancho's played this amount of games. He's not good enough. He needs to go. We can't say that because we don't know. How can we not know? But this manager seems to talk about competing. Competing for what? Competing. What you have to remember is, all the late winners that you spoke about, all the abysmal performances last season, Sancho did not have a part to play in none of it. Not none of it. At the end of the day, not 1 minute did he play. So everyone wants to go on that, bruv. Back this manager, innit? Man, want to get behind this stupid ass manager and his stupid ass philosophy, and think that man's due to, bruv. You honestly think that man's a fool? Like I ain't watched football for fucking decades, bro. Like the guy is a fucking plonker, bruv. Plonker, And man, then want to sit down and talk about Marcel telling me about Champions Leagues and leagues, bruv. Are you not taking the piss? Try and win it. Just try and win it the Amex, cuz. Just try and win it the Amex. Just try and go there and get a draw about Champions Leagues. Go get a draw.
You know what it is, though, You know what it is with this fan base, They love a scapegoat, don't they? They love to scapegoat a player as well, because you know what it is? Last season, it was Casemiro. This season, who knows? It might be Amad. I mean, they did it with Pogba back in the day, so who knows? It might be Amad Diallo. What I'm saying is that whenever Ten Hag gets things wrong, the players always get the blame. I'm not saying we have an amazing team yet, but our team is good enough to be at least top 4 in it. You've got Tottenham in Ange, who's coming a year and a bit. You can see what he's doing already. He doesn't have Ten Hag's the tools that he's been given. He's got Daniel Levy, who don't really back managers like that. We've given this guy abundance of money, and us saying, we didn't play as bad as last season should not be the bar, innit? We should be wiping Brighton out off the park instantly. We should be playing some good football, and creating loads of chances and playing. So I don't even know who this guy's improved as a player. I can't name you one player that he's significantly.
But I'll be honest. I'll be so real with you. I'll be so real with you. I genuinely believe, that what we have seen. Obviously, he's gone and bought a few players and whatnot. I don't know who's signing them. I don't know what's. And now I see Dan Ashworth chatting to Xerxes the other day. But I genuinely believe that these man, like there's something going on at this club. They're not happy. They're not a happy bunch playing football, for one. They're not a happy bunch kicking the ball about, for one. For two, I don't see nobody really dying on their sword for this manager at the minute. So I don't ever know if they try to spice things up and get Ruud van Nistelrooy in to try and rejuvenate this thing and all that and try to do the feel good thing or whatever. But I'm telling you this now. There's no way.
Listen,
they all love him.
Can we just focus on the now? The now is that Ten Hag is here, and the now is that we need to improve this team.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to improve.
Thing is here. Manuel Ugarte. No. I want to have a conversation. Manuel Ugarte, is he going to fix this midfield?
No.
And the second question
is
We needed a ball-playing central midfielder or 6. Sanderberg was there. We said no. Broski, we need someone that can get on the ball. Bros, today I see Billy Gilmore. Billy Gilmore, listen, bossing around in midfield, getting the ball on the half turn.
You know,
I'm not saying it's the answer, but what I'm trying to say is, Man United needed 2 midfielders this summer. I made it abundantly clear. Ugarte plus a player that can get on the ball on the half turn and start when we need to control the game and take the sting out of the game. You got him to come on. Who in this team? And I start.
You mean like a Ericsson in his prime, like that kind of player, like
CK? What, bro? Like you, bro. Why did United prioritize that this summer?
You know what, Saeed? Coming quickly. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who we bring into the team. It matters more who we take out of the team. Because you bring 2 midfielders, where are they going to play, Saeed?
Ericsson and McTominay go.
Yeah, but they're not
Saeed, they had James Milner. If Brighton had flipping Ericsson,
Hey, Musa,
tell them again. Yeah, if Brighton had Ericsson, Ericsson would have been running rings around our midfield. If Brighton,
he's got legs though. Ericsson doesn't have legs.
Nah, forget that.
Trust me, I'm being serious.
Ericsson's got the same legs he had at Brentford, and he was running rings around Premier League teams. His legs, like he hasn't lost more legs than he had.
Milner's a machine, man. I can't lie to you.
No, bro, man, never always got these excuses, bro. You've always got these excuses, bro.
It's true, though, man. Milner and Ericsson
are
not the same. They're not the same, man. They're not the same.
Allow it, man.
You can't blame Ericsson and McTominay for what happened in the last 2 years.
Man, them keep on a blame. Listen, bro, you man are basically saying for the last 2 years, yeah, Maguire, McTominay, and what Ericsson are to blame.
We always
for
blame the players that are not playing.
Fucking dead, man.
Never had
Like, you might not
That's
stick
a
at
good
this
comment. He never had
Bring him back in, Saeed. Come on.
Yeah, let me. CK, why did Man United prioritize that sort of midfielder?
I think they didn't find someone that fit all the criteria to go and splash on. I mean, the midfielder that I like Sanderberg, but like, let's be honest, he's not like this guy who's going to get on the ball and play these crazy expansive passes and be super progressive and split lines. And I think he would up the physical floor of our midfield. I think he's like 6'3" or 6'4". So that would help, but I don't think he's not this like, oh, we missed out on Sanderberg. Like he would have transformed this midfield. There's not one player I think out there.
Careful with the word transform. Cancel that transform word. Yeah, we know what happened the last time. We know what happened the last time that word got thrown about.
Maybe I don't know that one, but yeah, I think with Ugarte, that's like, it's obviously I would have gone for Onana. I thought he was like kind of the perfect piece to kind of sit next to Manu in that midfield, both physically and on the ball. I think we've seen these first couple games with Villa how good he can be on the ball as well. But I think they're really waiting for their guy that they identify. Okay, this is the player, and I don't think they found that this season. And I think Ugarte is the one that can be a possible like stopgap. And I think Ugarte isn't going to. I think he'll be largely like fine. I think him on the ball, his retention is actually like pretty good. Like his square and bounce passes are pretty good. He's not going to be hitting crossfield 60-yard switches and whatnot. And he's another kind of carry first midfielder, I think, which doesn't necessarily suit our needs that much. But for the system that Erik ten Hag wants to play, I do think he is an appropriate signing. I do think there are better players of his profile. And I just hope we don't overpay too much. If it's rumored like that 50 million, I don't think we'll pay 50 million, to be honest. I think that's kind of just a number that's been thrown out. If it's in like the 35 to 40 million range, I'm completely fine.
For who? No, we have to pay that money this year or next year. That money is set, I think.
No, I'm saying, but it's not going to be fit. Like the deal that's come out is like 50 million or so. But I don't think it'll. I think it'll be between like 35 and 40. I would be much more comfortable with, because I don't think Ugarte is worth 50 million.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think that the football that we want to play on Erik ten Hag, the game model, that meaning high press up the pitch, try to win the ball back up the pitch, do you genuinely actually think he wants even to play through midfield? Do you think he wants like Lisandro to be on the build-up, Onana to be on the build-up, because Onana's getting the ball a lot and hitting long balls? Do you think he wants to actually play through midfield?
No.
You
don't care about the midfield. This is why the donut happens. He don't want to play through the midfield. Yeah? This is
I
why
think you can see with the even in build up, the numbers that we commit to build up, it's very much we're not committing very many people to when we build out, which is why we look so void of ideas. It's very much just off the cuff build up, not at all like an Arsenal or a Man City where that's very structured. Every player knows where they're gonna pass next. With us, it's very random and off the cuff.
And random is not good.
Yeah, obviously, that's why we look so
chaotic.
You know what's
lost and build up. Yeah.
It's shapeless.
Adam,
Yeah.
can I ask you a question, Adam? Yeah. What's wrong with the connecting the attack is just poor for me. Like Bruno today was obviously he didn't really have time or whatnot. Why can't we connect the play, man? That's what I'm saying about this 10 role is so key. Don't Xerxes today. I felt sorry for him today. No one to just bounce the ball off to and that, what I mean, give and go.
As much as it's trendy to criticize Casemiro, I wasn't in favor of signing Casemiro in the first place. And I was getting cooked for it. And I said, Matic is better on the ball. If the Ten Hag but when Ten Hag arrived, I said, if he wants to play with the ball, Matic makes more sense than Casemiro. Casemiro's intelligence is the reading of the plays off the chart. But if you're going to play a certain type of football, don't sign a player to play into his weaknesses. Because every player has weaknesses. But Casemiro or on the ball, he's not that type of player. You needed someone else. That's one thing. The other thing, Saeed, why we can't connect defense to midfield to attack is because we have so many elements of unpredictability at every stage of the pitch. You can't predict what's Maguire going to do. You can't predict necessarily every time what's Diallo going to do. Martinez has been a bit shaky, as much as he's my favorite player at the club at the moment. He's been a bit shaky in his passes the last 2 games. Midfield, you can't predict, you can't build anything with Bruno because he makes, Casemiro apparently has lost his legs when he's never been quick. McTominay goes when he plays next to Bruno. Now, all of a sudden, Kobe Mino, which is one of our brightest talent, looks knackered and burnt out. Eriksen lost his legs when he used to run non-stop for Brentford and for Ajax and for Tottenham before that. Mata couldn't run. Pogba was hiding and not caring. Every single player that plays into that midfield seems to either lose his leg, not care, or hide. There seems to be an element of, there's a common denominator there for me. And that is the only element we haven't switched. So if you are trying to connect defense to attack to midfield, you need players at every single stage to create the right environment first and to create element to go from a platform or we have a solid team to creativity and goals. You need to create stability first. You need to be able to predict what your teammates are going to do. You make a pass to Casemiro, you don't know if he's going to receive it and control it. You can't tell. Same thing with Bruno. Rashford, I've been saying it since 2019. I think he needs to go ASAP, first thing in the morning, 10 millions. Just accept it. Bruno, same thing. Wrap them in a box and ship it overseas. You cannot have those players. And this is why we're talking about Ugarte and Onana, and it was Declan Rice. And then before we signed Casemiro, everyone said we need someone like Casemiro. And now the narrative is we need someone like Rodri. And if we get someone like Rodri or Michael Carrick or Marco Verratti or Busquets, he's still going to get criticized and he's still going to look slow and weak because as a team, we don't make sense. It's not about who we bring into the team. It's about who we take out of the team and just try it for once. If you remove Bruno, if you remove Rashford, if you bring Garnacho as a sub later, I don't mind Garnacho. If you bring him on later on and you start with players that are going to give you a sense of control and predictability, we will start. You know what? The funny thing, if we play more defensive players, we will score more goals and we will create more chances. Just simple as that. Because you can win with only midfielders, but you can't win with only strikers and forwards. Spain did it. So Barcelona did it. You can't win with just goal scorers. So we need to calm down, get players that are responsible, disciplined, and build on from there. And the first step, get the manager out because he hasn't got half of a clue. And Bruno and Rashford need to fuck off as well.
Adam, can I just say something? We tried one game without Bruno and Rashford, and guess what? We beat Crystal Palace in the League Cup comfortably, and we bobbed them all over the pitch with Mason Mount and actually Van de Beek. Do you remember?
Of course, I remember. The thing is, we don't have a big enough sample size. Just let them play. And it's harder for your intelligent players to play with dumb players than vice versa. Like McTominay will look, and Rashford and Bruno will look more comfortable in chaos than Sancho, Pogba, or Martial will. Like
Bruno's been given a new contract, and everyone said that we look better with Mason Mount in the 10. So where are we going? Where's the sense of direction?
I don't know.
Bruno
He was
just-
smiling, man.
you
How was he
said-
smiling, by the way? How was he smiling, by the way, today?
Was
that-
that the winner went in?
This is an arrogant fool, man.
Smiling, you know.
We don't. But just to play devil's advocate there, Norden, we also didn't have Bruno and Rashford for the last, like, do you remember that stretch when Bruno got hurt and Rashford was out of the team towards the latter end of the season, and we looked void of ideas as well. That FA Cup game was against, while we did play very well, Sofyan played really well in that game. It was also against a second team, Crystal Palace. Just to play.
Yeah, I want Bruno away from the 10. I just want Bruno in the 8. I know we can't do the 6, but I want him away from that 10 role. That's what I'm saying.
But Musa, listen, no manager, whether it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whether it was Ralph Ranier, whether it was Michael Carrick, whether it was Ten Hag, nobody has ever given a Bruno a positional discipline.
He can't respect authority. You know what the problem is with Bruno? It's not that he's completely useless. He loses his shit. Like, he cannot help himself. He has an inhibition problem. If things, because a typical Bruno game, if he has a good game, for example, he can be very good, very useful, good passes, good decisions, very good intricate play. Something will annoy him. He will get tackled. He will get hurt. He will misplace a pass. And then from that moment on, there's no way back. It's complete chaos.
Yeah, you can't be on a football pitch with OCD because he wants to fix everything. He's the OCD on the pitch. He wants to fix everything. He can't let things go. So
that's the thing.
Let me just cover super chats. By the way, there's 3K in the building. We need 1.5K likes. So if you're here right now and you're just watching it and you haven't liked the video, like the video. Don't cost you a penny. Like, generally, guys, this helps us the algorithm and whatnot. Ahmad was better than Rashford, Bruno, and Mount. Your Fox and Ahmad don't make sense. Rashford's moving like Crash Bandicoot. Blaming the manager, not blaming the players. How does that work? Ruud must be agreeing with Eric Ten Hag. He's getting a free pass for Van Nistelrooy. That's a bit weird. Big up Mandy though. Remember Eric Ten Hag? If Eric Ten Hag is, it's probably Ruud will be taking over. Is he any better? Let's reserve that judgment. We haven't seen anything from him yet.
Come on, people.
Mandy, that's very harsh. Sancho for Bruno would make more sense. Lexi May says no matter what players you get, Ten Hag's tactics is your problem, and you could get prime.
It is. It is.
You know what I'm saying? You could get prime Roderick. Eric does not set up to play football, which makes sense. United to give Mount 7 disgrace makes Sancho better. Look at PSG midfielder Emery, Italia Neves, 3-team first team players, no hero ball. And otherwise, I told you, man, about Bruno for years now. Anyone that plays him looks worse, and we will continue to play him if Rashford is a starter. Big up Ahmed. I know you to go, man. Big up to you, by the way. Love always, man.
Big up.
Let's talk about Rashford here.
Good God.
No. Guys, yeah. I'm being serious with you, yeah. Like, for me, his pace is gone, man. He got found out by Tete. He got outpaced by Tete last week, yeah. But this week, bro, man had an opportunity 1v1 here to go and attack the winger or the fullback, and he went backwards. I was like, Rashford, fam. Like, if you haven't even got your pace, I feel for you, brother. Like, genuinely, man. Like, forget confidence. I'm just on about the pace.
I think it is. I mean, there's no doubt after that back surgery, his pace went off a cliff. Like, it's not, but he's not slow. Like, I think the one you're talking about is where he went by the player and then pulled back.
Yeah,
that was the one for me that was like, because he went by, like, he was by him, like he was by him, and then he pulls back and tries this like kind of clip ball into Bruno, and that was for me. That's why I always say it's more of like a confidence thing. Like, I don't want to go into this whole he's been here for so and so like this many years and he's gotten this contract, yada yada. He's been poor the first 2 games, and I think Ten Hag would be well within his rights to drop him for next game.
Is he gonna drop him
3? I don't think so. I mean, because of Rashford's record against the Big
Liverpool.
Six, I think Liverpool and the Big Six, I think he'll rely on him again. But like going forward, I don't think a front 3 of Garnacho, Xerxes, and Ahmad, or Garnacho, Højlund, and Ahmad, or any mix of those is out of the question at all. I don't think Rashford's been poor. I don't think that's groundbreaking news, and I think he could very easily be benched, and I don't think they would be like this huge thing from the fan base or like uproar or anything. Like, I think everyone would just be like, okay, like, he hasn't been good, let's move on and try to figure out what front 3 works best to create chances and win games.
You know what? It's almost as if this system don't even suit him anymore. When you deep,
I don't think there's a system that suit him that much, Saeed.
Now, because the fullbacks tuck in, Mazarawi, they're not overlapping, so they're tucking in. Like, it has to rely on a lot of individualism and obviously brain as well. And he doesn't have that.
You know what, Rashford, conceptually, Rashford doesn't make sense. He wants to score goals from the wings. So that in itself, you need to start asking questions. Because if you want a goal-scoring winger, you need the same thing on the right and a focal point that drops deep, just so it makes the team balanced. Because if you're going to score a goal from the wing, you need to be a special player. And he's not that. So I just think the problem is...
stay on side today. Brighton playing a high line. He couldn't even stay on side today.
He's never been on side. He's never been on side. That's something he struggles with, I think. And another thing, if you're trying to play Rashford to expose the high line of the opposition team, you need to put someone in midfield to make that pass. Doesn't make sense to have Bruno as a false line and Casemiro in midfield. You need someone that nothing makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why Xerxes from the start with Rashford, I think could help. I think it's also a good point that Saeed raises about the fullbacks. When you have a touch, he's trying to play like this touchline winger thing, as Amad says, score goals, but then also his pace and his dribbling has gone off a cliff. So he needs to play more of the inside forward role, but that requires obviously an overlapping fullback, which we don't have because Luke Shaw and Bolasie are both hurt. So everything is just not good right now for him.
Yeah, Rashford's biggest issue is that he never developed into a number 9. He was always meant to develop into a number 9. That's his biggest issue because he was never going to hold that wing. He was meant to learn enough to be able to develop into that number 9 and be some type, at least be able to get you 15 goals up front a season. There's at least. And I think the fact that he didn't adopt that number 9 position and he kept on screaming that he's a forward and he can do left and right, he was never going to be good enough. Not at that level, because I always think with Rashford, you can't have too many players that are similar like him. You can't have Bruno in that same team. You can't have Garnacho in that same team. You got to have a couple more players who are a bit more balanced. And I think that's why he done well with ball-playing players like Greenwood and Martial, because they're nothing like him. Do you know what I'm saying? They would do the clean, they would tidy up and do the clean play, and he will get on the end of stuff. But when you've got someone that's trying to do the exact same thing as you and someone like Garnacho or Bruno, it's never going to work. So I think Rashford could work with Højlund and Sancho, but he has to adapt his game. And I think the combinations of forwards have to be very fought after. And I think if the manager keeps on playing forwards who are very similar, he's going to have a long day. And I think Bruno, again, man, Bruno's going to be a problem for this team. And it's every time we give people contracts, they just become problems, man.
Yo, trust me. Contract curse, man. Contract curse. You know, let me ask you a question. Is the forward line good enough? Let's be honest. Let me ask you a question here, man. I'll start with you, Rhino, yeah? When you look at it, Rhino, Amad, Garnacho, Sancho is not going to be here. Anthony, who, let's be honest, man, we might as well not put him there. So we got two wingers who are basically not being used or not being sold. We got only Xerxes, Højlund, Amad, Garnacho, and Rashford. There's 5 forwards there. Bro, I don't know if I trust
that. Give them to Ange, though, Sai. Yeah. Give those players to Ange and see if Spurs will think, give them to Villa.
No, it is, yeah.
I don't trust that, bro.
With the whole Rashford thing, I think it's a bit of both. Obviously, the confidence thing as well, and I think it is the legs thing. There's a bit of both that are both kind of connecting together. So I don't know, man. Our front line is very sometime-ish. 1 minute we feel like we can do something, next minute we're not sure. And realistically, we have to just try and keep the same energy over the course of the whole thing. If we've never rated Garnacho, we've never rated Rashford, all of a sudden nothing's gonna change. So same way as Ten Hag, we've all never really rated him. So I don't know what was expecting to happen. That's why I'm not trying to really get stressed out about it. He's either gonna fix it and turn it around, or he's not. With this front three, I think the balance does matter. If we get a good balance, we can do something. But then sometimes these players let us down. So it's like we're so confused with 1 minute it's the players, next minute it's the manager's tactics. It's hard, but I think personally, if Ten Hag can pick the right front three and get it balanced, if it's a big if. It's a big problem. It's a very big problem. But I think someone like Sancho, I don't know. I just like Sancho, so I'm always going to back him.
Well, if he's going,
so we've got Højlund, we've got Rashford, we've got Xerxes. We've got Amad. It can still work though. It just has to be balanced.
But if we're losing Sancho and the manager and every fan base don't rate Anthony, you got Højlund who's out for 6 weeks. Who, let's be honest, never know with his muscle injuries, gets a few niggles here and there. Garnacho and a Rashford who's out form. And let's be honest, you can't there's no guaranteed. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah. It's peak. Yeah.
No one needs a guarantee.
I'm going to say something that people won't like. But I think the criticism of Anthony is over the top. It's trendy to say Anthony is the worst player we've seen, and I'm not okay with it. Last season, ever since the legal case, he's been one of the best wingers we have. He was better than Rashford last season, and he should have played more. And he should have been Anthony and Garnacho at times, or Amad.
Can you rely on him? Can you rely on him?
I'm not saying he's a world-class player.
That Chelsea game, he done bits last season.
I don't think so. It's not about these slandering the players. I'm on about when they come on and when they start. Do I know what I'm getting with them? And I don't know if Anthony.
You have to look at it from both sides.
Where would you play him though, Adam?
I think Sancho and Amad are clear of Anthony. It's not that, and I would play both of them, Sancho and Amad, I said, on the right ahead of Anthony. But I look at the performance. And Anthony isn't great, but when Anthony plays, the team as a whole the best performances we've had with Ten Hag have had Anthony and Sancho in the team, because you can look at the performance of the player and you can look at the performance of the team. So if the performance gives me a 5 out of 10, but we win 2-0 control and it's a good performance, I'm having that over someone that is better than him. That doesn't give me a good performance, a good win, I'm trying to say. So Anthony has been way over criticized to my liking.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's over the top. I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying I would pick him over Amad. I'm not picking him over Sancho. But as a right winger, I think he can help. He can help. And if the manager had another thing, it's the manager's job to make Anthony work. He's his player.
Yeah, 80 million. But I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I agree with you. If the way Rashford was played last season through that horrendous form, Anthony should have had more chances. But I'm really sorry to say, for me, right, Manchester United losing the game today, right, there's about a minute left, a minute and a half to go. The ball comes to him and he tries to flick.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was shocking. I'm not even trying to defend Anthony here. I'm just trying to say, the
first thing he did was set up.
That's what he's talking about. You can't trust him.
But the first thing he did was set up McTominay when he came on the pitch.
Who?
The first thing he done, Anthony, was set up McTominay when he came on the pitch. He had that run.
Yeah, I can't lie. That's true. That's true. Facts. Yeah. He played well for the first
one pass.
Yeah, he did well.
No, but this is a guy
but he played 3 minutes as well. So it's not even that. It's just that I don't like when it's okay. But I'm just asking, what do people?
Adam, would you play him on the right over Garnacho?
I would play Garnacho ahead of Rashford. So if I have, I would play Anthony over Garnacho on the right, because I don't think Garnacho is that good on the right.
See, I wouldn't. I'd play Garnacho over.
But it's not an easy decision. I don't rate either of them that highly. So, and my point is, everyone just says Anthony is the worst ever, and this is my problem.
80 million, Adam. He is. He's the manager's choice, and for all the reputation and everything that he came with. The first season, I actually think he didn't do too bad.
I think Garnacho is better.
If you had a choice to get rid of Anthony or Rashford,
I'm getting rid of him tomorrow. I'm getting rid of him tomorrow.
You get rid of Anthony before Rashford.
Rashford and Bruno are going tomorrow. They're going tomorrow.
No, but if you had a choice to get rid of one winger and it was Rashford or Anthony, who would you get rid of?
It's Rashford, and I'm not thinking twice.
You know what? I can't lie to you.
I'm getting rid of Anthony.
No, you know what, man? I can't lie to you.
You know what?
I can't lie, bro.
Saeed.
Yo, I can't lie, man. If you're giving me the opportunity to get rid of Rashford, are you mad?
Yeah.
Swear down, bro. I can't lie, bro. I'm getting rid of Rashford.
I'll rather keep Sancho and Garnacho on the left.
You know why? Because this brother has been here for so long, yeah. And you know what's mad, yeah? We're not relying upon Anthony, but we're relying upon Rashford. And this brother stinks, fam.
You know what, Nordin? Just going back to what you said.
And it's pure profit as well. And you know what? It helps PSR. Hold that.
No, 100%.
And you know what? Bro, Anthony is shit, yeah. But you know what? Because Rashford's going to play every game, that means then I've got rid of a solution. Exactly. I've got rid of a problem, so I say. Exactly. Anthony, he's not a threat to me. He's not a threat. He's going to be on the bench. With Rashford, he's a starter. He's a favourite.
He's a political problem. He's a political
and the manager, and every single manager will play him every single week. You can look at me all you want, but the bigger picture here.
No, Dean, you know what? If Garnacho may be better than Anthony, but Anthony makes us more difficult to beat, and I prefer that.
I'm not even trying to.
Adam, can I ask you a question quickly? Yeah. Don't you guys feel like Ten Hag gave Anthony a run through bad form? I feel like he was playing him. So I feel like Ten Hag did give him a fair run. Still,
he took him out of the team. We took him out of the team when.
Look at this conversation, by the way, man. It's crazy.
Listen, Adam, I'll say this to you to answer back to you, okay? The best of Anthony. So the best of Anthony is this year. The best of Anthony is the most telegraphed shot in world football, by the way. He has the most telegraphed cut inside shoot, right? But the best of Anthony is Anthony who actually tracks back and helps us defend. You know, when we're under the cosh, he actually, you know what? Last season wasn't even fucking doing that. He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing. And you know what? By the times where he played, he wasn't even doing that. And yes, Garnacho is a liability. When we lose the ball, Garnacho's a liability because he doesn't know positional defensive discipline.
Another thing as well, Anthony doesn't lose the ball as cheaply as Garnacho. So between two players that I don't rate, I'm much rather have the one that doesn't lose the ball. And another thing,
one of them is direct, and he gives us goals and assists.
But Anthony's direct. He just has confidence. Anthony's direct. He just
doesn't he doesn't have any output. Garnacho is consistent output, regardless of how frustrating he is.
He doesn't have any output, but the output we like. Negative goal difference in the Champions League and the Premier League with the best goal creating midfielder in the world.
Okay, what's their goals? What's Anthony's first goals for his first season? What's Garnacho's? Let me hear this output. What's the goals?
Garnacho cleans him, bro. But different players. They're different players. That's why I wouldn't compare Sancho's stats to Rashford because they're different players. One is
man's got like 2 goals more than you, and then everyone's gassing him. It's just a long day.
No, but my thing is, the wing, all the wings we have here.
One guy's 19 and the other one's 20 something. 20.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about how they play, though, guys. Like Anthony is about possession. You know what I mean? He wants to keep.
He's not as bad as everyone's making out, though. That's one thing I told you guys. And I feel like
it's the manager. Hold on a minute. It's the manager that brought him from Ajax. Don't trust him. Yeah. Why are you defending?
You know why though? My thing is this though, because the manager is on some abracadabra. Anthony, do your thing. He's not teaching him nothing. He's just on, Anthony, go and do like the whole system for me with what Erik ten Hag has done with these players. And I don't think they're as bad as everyone's saying. Everyone's going on like Man United's got this bad squad. We got 2 players in every position.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that as well.
Yeah, and there are managers in this league that would love to have the squad that Man United's got. But like I said, all roads lead to the dugout, and we know who's in the dugout, and that's how I feel about it. Until that changes, and Man United really put someone in there who can implement. Because even for what I see on training and watching the Man United TV is that the players that are doing well in what we get to see are not the players that turn out every Sunday or on the weekend in terms of lining up on the pitch. And I just feel like Erik ten Hag's going to do Erik ten Hag things. We're all talking about we need new signings. Man, then 2 of our new signings start on the bench. So if we go and get Ugarte, you lot think he's going to start anytime soon?
No, I think he's going to rotate. He's going to rotate.
But Erik ten Hag don't start new signings unless he's winning team loses. He does this all the time.
Thing, by the way. But that's another weird thing.
Casemiro gets. Can I ask you a question?
But if Casemiro plays well for the next 2-3 games, Ugarte don't start.
No. Casemiro.
No, he won't start.
Listen,
he won't start.
Ugarte won't start right away. Casemiro hasn't been bad, by the way, the first 2 games.
He hasn't been bad.
He gets tired after 60 minutes. So's Kobe. I'll ask you this question. Am I being paranoid or is the team not passing to Sersky? Especially today.
Yeah. But they don't know. That's what I'm saying. They don't know how to because they're not intelligent players.
They don't try.
I mean, I think it's just like he started the last like 5 or 6 games of last season, and then the first 3 or 4 meaningful games of this season, we played with a false 9 and we played with Bruno up top. So I think we're just getting when he's on the pitch. He's played 40. He's played 40 minutes of football with him.
But that's why he needs to start games. What do you want him to do?
Your point is interesting, CK, because that means every good performance we had recently didn't have Bruno in midfield. So the only logical conclusion to draw from this is that he should be removed. Because you can't have a striker and you can't have Bruno in midfield. It's one or the other. And I'm much rather have a striker.
Because you've just given him a new contract. You've just given your captain a new contract, and now he's not starting.
the face of the club.
My thing is, yeah, this is why you got to start Xerxes, because you know why? Xerxes is not a guy that's an impact kind of player, man. Like, he's a player that likes to, like Martial, likes to get the
He
feel of the
will
game.
start though, Saeed. You gotta eat like you can't. It's
No,
not-
he's going to throw people under the bus.
He's for 2 games into the season, Saeed.
Our next game.
Okay. What's
Our
gonna
next
happen
game
now?
against
Hold on.
Liverpool.
What's going to
He's
happen now?
throwing people
Yeah?
under the
You're
bus.
going to say this, but I've seen this script before. What if he doesn't start against Liverpool? What are you going to say then?
He will though. He's going to throw him under the bus against Liverpool. He might even start Sancho against Liverpool.
Exactly.
Ten Hag might even start
We're
Sancho
gonna have a conversation
against
again.
Liverpool, bro.
We're gonna have
Then it's the 3rd game of if we're in late October and he hasn't started. He's coming back with all the injuries we had last season. He didn't have a preseason. He's had a couple games.
Wait, where's this myth that he's injured?
I agree. With
I never
Where's
said he
this
was
myth?
injured. I never said he was injured, Saeed. I literally never said
Where's
that.
the myth? Everyone keeps saying
I said he didn't have a. He said he barely had a preseason.
Eric Ten Hag said it, and let me explain to what Eric Ten Hag said. Zerski wasn't even originally on the Dutch team because he had an injury towards the end of the season at Bologna. Then
He played
one of the
he played in
players
Euros.
dropped out. Yeah, one of the players dropped out. He played 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Yeah, because the manager didn't rate him.
No, it's because he was injured.
No, he wasn't injured.
Fitness.
He was injured. The manager didn't rate him.
The manager didn't rate him.
No, he didn't. The manager didn't rate him.
Nice
What are you
fitness,
talking about
man.
injury?
Regardless, bro.
Regardless,
Saeed, regardless, Saeed. That doesn't even matter.
Apparently, was carrying an injury. So
Yeah,
a
but
player dropped out of the squad, CK, of the Dutch squad, and then they picked him. They said, "Are you fit?"
It's a long season
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it's a long season.
So Saeed, if I like Zerski, but if you start him, who do you drop?
You dropped Mason Mount.
Yeah, but you know what? One of the only reasons we've played half decent is because Mount was in the team. And another thing, I'm not Mount's biggest fan.
That's not your main goal, though. That's not your main plan. So I don't
but
care
your main
about that
plan-
plan.
But if we go with the main plan, we're going to get spun like we
No,
did.
but I'd rather go with the main plan and get spun than go with the plan B and get spun again.
No, but Saeed, Saeed,
I didn't get spun in the plan A.
Hey, Saeed, you-
Plan C. Plan A.
Saeed.
Hey, let me know.
So you want
Bruno,
Xerxes to start
Plan A.
game? So you want? Did you want Xerxes to start game week, Saeed?
Plan A, you play Joshua Xerxes, you play Bruno Fernandes.
No,
That
you
is the plan A. Mason Mount ain't ever going to be part of plan A. So what's the point of me thinking about
Saeed, but you know it is though.
Plan A?
It doesn't work like
Trying to
that.
find
It
solutions.
doesn't work like that.
No, but I'm not saying it, but I feel like for me, it's like, yeah, cool, Mason Mount played, yeah, but bro, we all know as a fan base, it's Bruno in the 10, whether people like it or not, and Joshua Xerxes.
You gotta remember
the
what
plan.
these players came. They barely even had a preseason. You can't just
Mason
throw them in.
Mount didn't have a preseason.
Yeah, but then again, we don't have a
What'd you say?
preseason. He didn't sign
Maynard,
to,
did Maynard have a
he
preseason?
didn't- There's always some random excuse.
Yeah, that's why. But we don't have the depth in that position.
In which
And
position?
also, can I add to Adam's point?
I
Yeah.
totally agree with that point. That's why he looks knackered because
do
he
well.
No, that's
Tell
what
you,
Adam.
tell you,
Adam.
tell you
I think
as well.
Adam's onto something because this is what I'm saying. If you can utilize Mason, we all don't rate Mason Mount, but if we can utilize the strengths and put things around him to play well, like for example, I was talking about Musa that he's pressing well, but we've got no one to finish the chances. If Bruno can warm up the false nine position until maybe Xerxes can wean himself in, because Xerxes not. Wait, listen to what I'm saying.
Warm up.
Hey, no, wait. When I'm speaking, yeah, listen to. No, wait. Listen to what I'm saying, yeah.
Can we let the lineup drop next week before we?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Just let
No,
the lineup
Saeed,
drop.
yeah. Do you know what it is? Saeed, do you know what it is? When I make a point, people misunderstand what I mean. Like, even I see people thinking that I don't like Amad. But listen to what I'm saying. No, but listen. If what we're doing right now, when we played Mason Mount and Bruno today, we held Brighton in the half. They couldn't even play out the back. So what we was doing was right. We were just missing the final bit, the scoring the goal. So if Xerxes to come in and then take Bruno off, and then Mount keeps doing what he's doing, then we got Xerxes to finish the goals. It's something to work from, is what I'm saying. For me, I look at the positives and I try to work from it. I don't just talk about.
Can I ask you a question?
That's all it is.
Rhino,
Rhino,
that'll
can I ask
never
you a question?
happen though.
What is Mason Mount without the ball? What is he with the ball?
But I said this last week. I said this last week though. But all I'm saying,
He likes Mason Mount.
This is the
Saeed, remember I said it. I said what's more important for Man United right now, off the ball, on the ball. Remember last week on Man United Talk, I said it.
You know what?
I said this.
I prefer Mount to Bruno. I think he's more useful to have.
This is the
agree.
Mason Mount thing, right?
I don't
When
think
you
that's
play
true.
him-
I don't
when
think
you-
that's true.
When you play him in the 10 position, like he's playing behind Bruno right now, You get the best of him out of possession, but probably the worst of him in possession because he's not a primary creator. He can't be the heartbeat of the team. He's not at his best picking up the ball strictly in the third phase. That's just not his game. That's never been his game. And if you want him to be great on the ball and play in that position, he just doesn't have the capabilities to do that. But if you play him deeper,
why did Manchester United spend 60 million on a player?
These are three things we can all agree on, Norden. Manchester United overpaid. He shouldn't have been giving the number 7. And in the best version of Man United, he doesn't fit. Those are 3 things that everyone can agree on.
Right.
But he's still a part of this team. So we need to figure out how to get the best out of him. And he still can offer us a lot of good things. My long-term vision for Mason Mount is him backing up Kobe in that left center mid all phase role.
No, but this is why I was saying that if a team like PSG can get Ugarte, who we're all raving and he's one of our number 1 targets this season, if they can accept that he's a wrong profile for their team and sell him after 1 season, why can't we do that with Mason Mount? Like, what's going on?
I still think he can offer us a lot of value.
No, but look at Ugarte. PSG are not saying Ugarte can offer us something. Maybe we can go and do this at this when we're playing that team. They've got a player who we've made our number 1 target for the midfield. They've brought him in from Sporting, and after 1 year, they've looked at his profile and said, you know what, it's not going to fit us going forward. Let's get our money back.
Yeah,
maybe we should be able to do the same. If he's not going to be, if Mason Mount is not going to be in the 11, we should say, you know what, we don't want a 60 million pound player on the bench on 200,000, wherever it is a week. Let's just get our money back.
Yeah. Musa, 1 second. ZK, let me say this right. Yeah. I agree with you. And actually, we have seen Mason Mount play that, even though it's international football, play as a number 8. And I actually think he would offer more energy and more capabilities. But for me, you take Kobe off, especially now Kobe's bent out. You start him there. You start him next to whoever is Ugarte or Casemiro. If you get Ugarte, we're talking about a player we're not even got here, by the way. So it's mad that we don't get him and we bring Amrabat back. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, 100%. I think his best position for Manchester United will be that type of role because I've seen him do it for England. Right? He has got the energy. He's got the legs to get around. And that's one of the biggest things what we miss. We haven't got people with the legs. And I can actually see him at times, him and Ugarte, in games to close out a game.
Big games, just dog midfield.
To close the game out. But I don't know why Erik ten Hag is obsessed playing him up there. Because to win the ball up there, he's got the legs to come back and do it as well. But Bruno, for me, him in the same team doesn't go. And to go back to what Adam said, even his first season, Ten Hag was trying to move Bruno out of it. Remember every opportunity he got in every big game. Where was he playing him? On the left, on the right,
everywhere.
I think we'll see that a lot this season, to be honest. In big games, like putting Bruno on the right, or just sacrificing the right wing to bring in those 4 midfielders. And I think we'll see that a lot. But I totally agree. We're talking about Kobe being knackered already after 2 games. He can't start every game. He just can't. And so putting Mason Mount in that 8 role for Kobe sometimes, I think is a very suitable backup. He can play that role. You even saw today, even in the 10 position, he was dropping a little bit deeper to get the ball.
You know what the funny thing, and I'm sorry to be annoying with it, but everything would be much simpler for everyone in the fan base if we would just agree that Bruno needs to be dropped. It solves so many problems.
But the thing is, though, it's like, is it going to happen, though? That's my thing.
But we're discussing, we're not the time. It has to happen. If you drop Bruno, then you have options for striker. Then you have options for midfield. Then you have options to play with 2 8s. You have options to bring in someone else. It starts with him.
But Adam, do you know what's so techie about that? Because when Ten Hag took Bruno off, everyone complained that why take Bruno off? So even when he does come off, there's still a reason why, maybe Ten Hag should have kept him in.
That's a clear problem.
No. Listen, that's the Bruno stance. You're talking about today, he deserved to be subbed. Today, he was disturbing. At least against Fulham right now, he was actually making chances. He actually made chances, and he actually got into scoring positions. Today, he was disturbing. He didn't even passing. None of it was, any of it was working. And the biggest thing is, I swear to God, the highline Brighton play, if you had anybody who could pass a ball and anybody who could climb a run, the game was there for the taking.
Simple facts.
Yeah. Let me get this super chat. Say, big up Lexi, mate, says, guys, this isn't hard. He's bad at recruitment. He's bad tactically. He's a bad man manager. He's a bad at squad and first team selection. You can't judge the players if the one guiding them is terrible. And next he says, Ante's a system player. Ten Hag signed him and hasn't played the system that fits him. He's going to be bad. It all comes down comes back to Ten Hag.
Listen, I'll just say this quickly, right? I personally believe that Manchester United and as a football club, we have to make a decision. And Bruno Fernandes, somebody's got to tell him, if you're going to play in the team, you have to have one position and stay in that position. I don't want you anywhere else. And if you don't, you're coming off.
Exactly.
That's the only way.
He needs a threat of coming off. That's the thing. Because he doesn't seem able to control. That's my problem with Bruno. He doesn't seem able to have any control of himself when things go badly. And as a captain, that's a terrible trait to have.
It's terrible. It's the worst thing.
You need to be the calming influence. If you are the one losing your head, what are we doing?
The biggest thing for me is that, when I play Saturday, Sunday League, I'm not going to lie to you, Adam. I swear to you, positional play was especially in the middle of the park, even if I'm now number 10, the positions, you had to learn your position and you have to stay there regardless what's going on in the game. Don't be headless, just chasing the game everywhere. And that, to me, I still cannot understand how Erik ten Hag, he's only done it one game. You remember the game last season, not last season before, first season against Everton. Everton came with Sean Dice, played a high line. Remember, Bruno played as a number 8. Bruno played, I think we had 5-6 chances in the first half or the first half an hour. Bruno is the only game I can remember where he played position, and both of us.
I remember that, Nuruddin. I remember that.
Game.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, and he was actually good there. He was decent. So if you can get him to stay in that mode, he can actually be good there. But he's not consistent. He's not disciplined.
Because he can have good games. Like he's not complete. He's not a terrible player. The problem is it's up there. He loses it.
Yeah.
He completely loses it. He becomes erratic and he can't help. Like once the first domino's fallen, like that's it.
A good player knows how to sacrifice his position, come out of position, do well elsewhere, and still go back to his position. But Bruno
And every time you have this conversation, people say, but how about the creativity? We focus creativity.
The GA is dead now. The GA is dead. The GA has been dead since Oli.
The creativity is overrated. It's overrated.
GA.
It's a team game. So if you have 11 players, you don't add up. Like the whole is bigger than the sum of its parts. So if you remove Bruno, something else would happen that we don't know yet.
Same thing with Rashford. If you remove Rashford, somebody else takes a chance. You know what? He always used to be. I remember Fergie sold Kanchelskis, Paulins, and Mark Hughes in one summer. Can you imagine that? Yeah. These are league title winners, double winners. You remove them, and boom, Beckham. All these other different players came into the team.
Exactly.
And I just ask one question. I just ask one final question from me. When I look at this team, and when I look at what Bruno, and I look at everything that's going on, I look at Erik ten Hag, I'm just like, is he? I remember when Bruno, everybody talked to, I said, you know what, Bruno, he was doing fantastic. He was the captain for Sporting Lisbon, but other big clubs stayed away from him. You know why? The big clubs did not want him because they said they're worried about his ball retention. Remember that?
Of course. And you know what, Nordin? There are players that are good. Maybe they are good. But you want a player that is playing well, but makes teammates around him better. So there are players. Exactly, but there are players that don't appear. Like for example, Philippe Coutinho is one of the most gifted players we've seen in the last 10 years in the Premier League. But Philippe Coutinho doesn't seem to make the team in which he plays better. Every time he leaves a club, that team improves. There are players like that, and there are
Liverpool. Now, to be fair to you, madam, one and a season and a half he's shone at Liverpool. Nearly 2 seasons.
I think he's a class player. That's nothing, but
he played out wide. But Coutinho played out wide. He didn't play in the middle. He played out wide.
Still, that wasn't a good Liverpool team. Like they did achieve things they achieved after that.
Just to kind of obviously, you know, I mean, just as we close the show here, what's the message now after this? Like, is it?
Saeed, I was just going to ask that. I want to ask you that, Saeed. Where do we go from here, in your opinion?
You got to be Liverpool now. You lose to Liverpool. Which is, by the way, they're a determined Liverpool that we destroyed their season. We must beat Liverpool. Do you hear that?
We'll turn around. What does it do for you, Saeed? If we beat them, what does it do for you in the long term? Like if we beat Liverpool,
bro, you just need to beat Liverpool.
Bragging rights.
Just beat Liverpool. That's all.
Yeah, Liverpool, one game we don't care about the performance.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
it. For me, last season we derailed their quadruple, their club goodbye. We derailed it. We knocked them out of the FA Cup. After that, their season went crash.
Yeah. They're going to be on revenge right now. Man.
They're on revenge. And actually,
we're home.
ball, they keep the ball really well, and they play a different style of football. And the thing that hurts me about Ten Hag, when you look down on it deep, is you think Slotter's coming to Liverpool already look like his identity. This 31-year-old comes to Brighton already his identity. Yeah. Like, it's mad. Like, and comes in straight away after 6 weeks, they have an identity. CK, what do you say to that? How come all these other clubs and coaches have when you can close your eyes, when you watch Spurs, you know what's going on. You can close your eyes even with Liverpool's Arne Slot, you know what they're doing. How come Erik ten Hag can't do it? Is it players? Is it a football club? What is it?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think we have to accept that his philosophy isn't one specific thing in possession. I think a lot of it is off the cuff. I think we saw that at Ajax as well, as especially in build-up. Like, he never has this structured, this player passes to this player, then this player passes to this player. We saw a lot of you saw a lot of these humongous gaps with the likes of Edson Alvarez and stuff in Ajax as well. This is kind of the way he likes to play. He likes to rely on individuals. He likes to press really high up the pitch. He likes to play a high risk, high reward brand of football that demands extremely, extremely technical players and like the highest level. And so when you have,
but he hates them.
I think that's kind of I think in certain positions he doesn't value it as much. Like, he doesn't value it field, but like I think he values it a lot in the back line, especially when building out. That's why the likes of Diallo bring in a Mazraoui, someone who's really technical. That's why he really values Licha, someone who can play those incisive passes. But I think in the midfield, especially in that sixth position, he doesn't value it as much because, as many people have said throughout this panel, like, we don't play through the midfield as much. We don't commit that many numbers in the midfield. He likes to have that fullback invert and play that, just have one midfielder sitting and then have a fullback invert.
But CK, I remember watching Erik ten Hag. That's why I wanted him as the coach of Manchester United. I remember watching them doing triangles all over the pitch and keeping. I remember them going to Valencia doing it, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Spurs. They were bopping the teams about, and there was always two options. Every player on the ball, there were always two options like that. Like, you know what I mean? There were two options. One player's on one ball, and there's two options like that. There's always like that. And with this Man United team, I just don't see it. For me, if I would have known this, I would have been like, get me Poch. I swear to God.
Yeah.
At least Poch.
You know why? Nordin, the problem is Ten Hag can coach. We've seen it. The problem appears to be he doesn't know who the good players are from the poor players, or he doesn't want to see it. And both cases, it's a sackable offense, because you can have flaws as a manager. You can be not the best tactical manager. You can be not the best man manager. You can't not know who the good players are from the bad players. That is a fundamental flaw from which everything else is a problem as well. And I think when he was at Ajax, the perceived talent and the actual talent with the players was like a small difference. But now I think the perceived talent from some of our players and the actual level, there's quite a big discrepancy. I think players and Ten Hag, fans and Ten Hag included, think some of our players are here when actually there's a big gap in the evaluation. And a manager cannot make that mistake. We can do it as fans. That's fine. He cannot.
And I'll just say one thing. CK, in the Premier League, not Eredivisie, no manager that has never played through midfield has ever been successful. In the Premier League, in English football, you have to have a strong midfield because of the tempo and the pace of the game. You have to be able to play through the midfield. Your midfield dictates you win and lose big games or small games. And that's the big worry for me. Third year, and he hasn't learned.
No, of course. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't play through the midfield at all, but it's not like that he doesn't value midfield. Like, I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to like basically commit a lot of numbers up forward and like pin the opposition back, and so we can just play through the spaces that creates. But it just like doesn't really work as much.
Like I said to you, for me, there's no Ten Hag out screaming this year. You know my opinion. My opinion is that I don't believe the manager's here. This year is Ten Hag, no excuses. Ten Hag must deliver. Ten Hag must evolve. Ten Hag must get this team. Now, but it's true though, man. The manager needs to evolve. The manager needs to
game model.
You know, everything needs to improve. So my thing is, I'm not shouting Ten Hag out. People know my opinion. It's now just improve. That's it. All I want to see is an evolution of this Ten Hag team. And if we don't see it in his third season, I'm confident Ineos, who were meant to sack him in the summer, they didn't. They said, right, we'll keep it for now. We'll make that decision. Cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my kind of head's at right now. Yeah, I'm going to be angry in the process, but for me, people know my opinion. And that's where my head's at right now. So
what better way to bounce back, Saeed, than against Liverpool? What better way to bounce back than against Liverpool?
That's what I'm saying. Win against Liverpool, and then you can have a whole 2 weeks chilling. But if you lose...
By the way, what was the last time Liverpool beat us at Old Trafford, actually?
A while.
All this season.
5-0.
Yeah.
They haven't beaten us in a while, Liverpool, you know. Like, them man be suffering. So
5-0, yeah, we were there.
Yeah, 5-0. That's the last time they won.
Yeah, we took beatings for the next 12 years. Like, it's not enough.
You know what I mean? Let's just see, man. I think for me, maybe they rise up against them kind of teams. Maybe they, you know, if they will do that. Let's see. I think I've read them already. So let's see, man. Any final thoughts for a wrap up? Anyone?
God give us.
Not really, man. I feel like it's going to be a tough season, man. And yeah, we just need to wait and see.
Thank you.
You know, inside though, I just feel like I just know the problems at this club, innit? I know everything that's wrong at this club, so that's why I was defending the Amad bit, not because I'm defending Ten Hag or I don't rate Amad. I love Amad, but I feel like sometimes because we're angry, we go over the top with it. Like we start to kind of look too deep into things until we see him. Like if he plays him again and again, then my point's going to succeed, right? If we see Amad play in the next 3 games, then this whole debate was. Do you know what I mean? So that's my thing. I feel like
the one thing I'm trying to say is, look, I'm Moroccan, okay?
But I know what you say. He's leopard, isn't it? You can't change his spots, isn't it?
No, hold on. I'm Moroccan, as I said. I know a bastard and a liar when I see
one.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. No, I get that. So yeah, I hear that. But that could be also the trauma that we've had from all the mistakes he's made. Do you know what I mean?
For example, people were defending Jose. Jose would have only himself in mind. Like, you need to read that type of player. And Ten Hag,
I hear it though.
He's stubborn man, so he doesn't have
very stubborn.
And you know what? The moment he fell out with Varane, I said, you know what, this guy, dead, shocking.
Adam, maybe it's copium. Maybe I'm just hoping for the best. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Or maybe you're just a better man than I am.
let me give a positive spin. I don't think.
Let's end on a positive.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked to think our defenders are going to make, or the team are going to make the mistakes that we saw today. And that, to me, the mistakes that we saw today, the 2 goals that we conceded, were the most basic of Sunday League level mistakes. And I don't think that this coaching staff will allow it. Yeah. I don't think.
Can I ask you a quick question? Do you feel like there's some improvements in terms of like how we concede shots and just the pressure we have? Do you think there's some improvements there?
No, 100%. But like I said, I think like fans were emotional and we're impatient. But for me, no point pressing, no ball having high turnovers if you don't have
you can't bin it.
Not even enough score, test the goalkeeper. And for that first half, with a better team, and their goalkeeper didn't make one save, to me, that is.
You know what? That's a very good point, Norton, because we are pressing. We need to ask the question: why are you pressing? You're pressing to win.
No. Arsenal did it well. Aston Villa did it well against Arsenal.
Exactly. So you can't press. You can't press for pressing's sake. You press to win the ball. So that means you need to have a plan with it afterward. That's a good point, Norton.
Yeah. But listen, guys, we're gonna wrap it up there, man. We've had our therapy. It's not emergency streams anymore. So, guys, it's not a debate show.
R.I.P. emergency streams.
Yeah. Emergency streams. If you think you're getting emergency streams on here, even though we had 3,000 people here, you're not getting that. We're gonna have debate.
By November they will be back.
Adam, not even that. If we get like 3-0 at Old Trafford next Sunday, emergency stream on a Sunday night.
No, we will need one. We will need one if that happens. We'll need one.
Liverpool is different.
Yeah, if it's 3-0, Mo Salah hat-trick, so he's coming back and he's an emergency of all emergencies. You might get Putin and Trump in at the same time on the phone, bro. I'm telling you.
All right, listen, man. Listen, we're trying to be objective, and that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, we could do whatever we want to say. We can say what we're going to say, but at the end of the day, man, we just want to have a debate in it. So big up to everyone. Like I said, make sure you like the video, man. Make sure you follow Adam. Thank you for coming on, Adam, man.
Pleasure as always, my bro. It's love, man.
Good luck with a PhD, King.
Yeah, it's never going to end, is it?
Bro, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up, man.
Dr. Adam. No problem.
Love, man. Love.
CK, man. Let them know where to find you, man.
Yes, sir. Big up as always, say for having me on. Find me at State of Footy, Twitter, TikTok, and have this this other page that we're running as well called Stretford Trends. Make sure to follow that on Twitter. Just launched a video podcast on YouTube, so go subscribe there. And yeah, TikTok, IG, all that at Stretford Trends. Doing some good stuff.
Come on, man. Yeah, check them out, man. Stretford Trends. They're doing some good stuff over there. So make sure you follow CK. And then Rhino just did a match reaction right now. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now, people. Make sure you check it out, people, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get consistent again. But big up everyone in the chat. And I think Saeed, I haven't said it live on the 100K as well, man. Amazing, man. Rants aside and the 100K, man. So yeah, man.
What a week.
It's been a crazy week. But yeah, you guys smash the likes, man. Smash the likes. Go on, Nuridan. What was you saying?
What a week, but then the slap from Manchester United is always around the corner.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Big Steve's here as well. Emergency bomb stream got Joe again. United back. Bro, and you know what's bad as well? They won 4-1 today, just casual. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever happens over here, them man just business as usual for these man. And that's what hurts me the most, man. It's like,
hurts.
Chelsea don't lose tomorrow. If Liverpool don't get draw, we're in alone in the misery this week.
Bro, I need it for the big six, man. I need a Chelsea loss, man. Because Liverpool gonna win that game against Brentford. But I need Chelsea to lose, fam. Please. Wolves, do something. Anyway, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow, man, for the Chelsea watch along and whatnot. And yeah, just in general, see you later, man. Take care.